Hello students, welcome to Global Online University. This is Zeba. In this video, we'll be looking at UGC NET Paper 1, all previous year's questions that have been asked from Teaching Aptitude Unit from 2010 to 2020. This video will cover more than 100 MCQs. This will help you to know what is the pattern that is being followed and what are the changes that have been come up in the Teaching Aptitude Unit. So if you watch all the questions or the complete video thoroughly, it will give you a very good idea of questions that will be asked from this unit. Also, first we'll be starting with June 2010 questions and then we'll go till September 2020. So the first question that was asked here is, which one of the following is the most important quality of a good teacher? The question is asking what defines a teacher to be good. Punctuality, sincerity, content mastery and reactive, content mastery and sociable. The right answer to this question is option C, content mastery and reactive. Content mastery means the teacher should know the subject very well, and reactive means that the teacher reacts to the students trying out different things and tailors the teaching experience. Next is, the primary responsibility for teachers' adjustment lies with the teacher, the principal, the teacher himself, the community. The right answer here is option B, the principal. Next question is, which one of the following statement is correct? Syllabus is an annexure for the curriculum. Curriculum is same in all educational institutions, so this is wrong. It is different. Curriculum includes both formal and informal education. Curriculum does not include methods of evaluation. This is also not correct. So curriculum means the whole learning experience for a student. A successful teacher is one who is compassionate and disciplinarian, quiet and reactive, tolerant and dominating, passive and active. The right answer is compassionate and disciplinarian. A is the right answer. As per the NCTE norms, what should be the staff strength for a unit of 100 students at B.Ed level? So NCTE stands for National Council for Teachers Education. So for them, the staff strength for 100 students at B.Ed level is 1 plus 10. C is the answer. Some students in a classroom exhibit great curiosity for learning. It may be because such children are gifted, come from rich families, show artificial behavior, or create indiscipline in the class. So you might have seen that there are a set of children who has, a eagerness to know things. So because they are gifted, they want to know. They are gifted by God. This curiosity or thing that is given by God to them. The most important quality of a good teacher is sound knowledge of subject matter, good communication skills, concern for students' welfare, effective leadership quality. So this question was asked in December 2010. The right answer here is sound knowledge of subject matter is very important for a teacher to be a good teacher. Which one of the following is appropriate in respect of teacher-student relationship? So the question is asking what should be the kind of relationship between a teacher and a student. Very informal and intimate? No. Limited to classroom only? That is also not true. Indifferent means ignorant, that they shouldn't bother for each other. The right answer is option C, cordial and respectful. Cordial means friendly, and the teacher and the student should give each other respect as well. The academic performance of students can be improved if parents are encouraged to. The question is asking how means what the parents should do so that the students they perform or they do good in the school or in the class. Supervise the work of their wards. Wards means students. Arrange for extra tuition. No, this is not right. Remain unconcerned. This is also not true. A parent should always be concerned about their children. Interact with teacher frequently. So this is also not very appropriate answer. The right answer is option A. The teachers, student, parent should know what the students are doing, or they should also find out ways in which they can help the student. In a lively classroom situation, there is likely to be The question is asking more what makes a classroom lively. If a parent approaches the teacher to do some favor in the examination to his or her ward means student. In the examination, the teacher should. The question is asking if by chance a parent comes to the teacher, telling that his son or her daughter to get some favor in the examination, like extra marks or anything, any help. What should a teacher do in that situation? Try to help him. Ask him not to talk in those terms. Refuse politely and firmly. Ask him rudely to go away. The right answer to this question is refuse politely and firmly. Refuse means to reject, and politely means to talk softly and kindly, and firmly means it should be strong. Okay, strongly. Next is for maintaining an effective discipline in the class, the teacher should allow students to do what they like, deal with the students strictly, give the students some problem to solve, deal with them politely and firmly. So at times, if the teacher wants to uh, make discipline or create discipline in the class, the teacher should deal with them, deal with the class or the students politely and firmly. Next is an effective teaching aid is one which is colorful and good looking, activates all faculties, is visible to all students, easy to prepare and use. So this question was asked in June 2021. Teaching aid are those things which help the teacher in teaching. It could be blackboard, it could be audio visual aid, anything that helps the teacher in teaching. The right answer to this is option B, activates all faculties. Next is those teachers are popular among students who develop intimacy with them, help them solve their problems, award good grades, or take classes on extra tuition fee. The question is asking what kind of teachers are liked by the students. The right answer is option B, the teachers who help the students solve their problems. Okay, because at times if the student comes with any doubts, the teacher should be able to solve it. Okay, the essence of an effective classroom communication is, the question is asking what makes a classroom environment effective. Options are a variety of teaching aids, lively student teacher interaction, pinned of silence, or student discipline. What makes a effective classroom environment? The right answer is option B, lively teacher student interaction. If the student and teacher will interact with each other, so there will be the students will be open, the teacher will get feedback from the students, and the student will also, if they have any doubts, they can also get it cleared from the teacher. On the first day of his school, if a teacher is asked by the students to introduce himself, he should. So this question is self-explanatory. The question is asking when the teacher goes to the school and it's his or her first day, and the students they ask him to tell him about himself. What should he do? Ask them to meet after class, tell them about himself in brief, ignore the demand and start teaching, scold the students. So this is absolutely wrong. Uh, the teacher should not unnecessarily scold the students. The right answer is tell them about himself in brief. Brief means in short, okay, not very lengthy. Uh, in a short manner, the teacher should explain to the students. Moral values can be effectively inculcated among the students when the teacher. The question is asking if the teacher wants that the student should develop moral values, what should she do? Frequently talk about values? No, this is wrong. Tell story about great persons. This is also not correct. Talks about God and goddesses. That is also not right. The right answer is option B, himself practices them. So if the teacher is trying to teach to be kind and polite, uh, then the teacher should first himself be kind and polite, when So when the students will look at the teacher, they will automatically follow the teacher. Okay. When some students are deliberately attempting to disturb the discipline of the class by making mischief, what will be your role as a teacher? Expelling those students, isolate those students, reform the group with your authority, or giving them an opportunity for introspection and improve their behavior. So the question is asking if intentionally, if some students are trying to cause disturbance in the class, what should a teacher do? The right answer is option D, giving them an opportunity. So teacher should not directly scold him or just punish them. She should like give them a chance so that they can improve their behavior. Which of the following belongs to a projected aid? So projected aid is like when there is a screen on which through some device a picture is being projected. So the question is asking which of these among the following options are a projected aid. Since blackboard, you see there is no screen. Globe also does not belong to projected aid. Diorama is like, students, we make models in the schools. You remember? In our schools, we used to make models of various things. Those are called diorama. The right answer is option C, epidiascope. It is a kind of a projected aid. A teacher is said to be fluent in asking questions if he can ask meaningful questions, as many as questions possible, maximum number of questions in a fixed time, or many questions in a fixed time. The right answer is option A, meaningful questions. The questions should be meaningful, not off the point questions. Which of the following qualities is most essential for a teacher? The question is asking the most essential characteristics of a teacher, quality of a teacher. He should be a learned person, well dressed, have patience, or be expert in his subject. The right answer is option C, should have patience, because patience is a very important quality of a teacher, because dealing with kids and children is requires a lot of patience. If you get an opportunity to teach a visually challenged student along with normal students, what type of treatment would you like to give him in the class? The question is asking, sometimes if in a class there is one student who is not able to see properly, he has some vision problems, how will you deal that situation? Not giving extra attention, so this is not right. Every student has a should get equal opportunity. Take care of him sympathetically in the classroom, this is also not right. You will think that blindness is his destiny and hence you cannot do anything. So this is also not right. The right answer is option D. Arrange a seat in the front row and try to teach at a pace convenient to him. Okay, so this comes in inclusive education. Which of the following is a characteristic of good achievement test? So achievement test, student, is a kind of test which tells how much knowledge that students have gained from what has been taught to them. Like the teacher has taught a lesson, and through that achievement test, teacher wants to see how much the students have understood. So the question is asking which of the following is not a characteristics, okay, of a achievement test: reliability, objectivity, ambiguity, or validity. The right answer is ambiguity. Achievement should be reliable, it should be objective, there should not be any biasness, and it should be valid, means it should uh, find out things that it is supposed to find. Which of the following does not belong to a projected aid? Overhead projector, blackboard, epidiascope, or slide projector? The right answer is option B, blackboard. See, all these are in one of the questions I told you, epidiascope is a projector aid. So the question is asking which is not a projected aid. So epidiascope is a projected aid, overhead projector, and slide projector. Blackboard, see, does blackboard has any screen on which a picture is being displayed? No, that is why it is not a projected aid. For a teacher, which of the following methods would be correct for writing on the blackboard? Writing fast, as clear as possible, Writing the matter first, then asking students to read it, asking a question to students and then writing the answer, writing the important points as clearly as possible. So the question is asking which of the following methods is correct for writing on the blackboard. What should be followed while writing on the blackboard? The right answer is option D, writing the important point. The teacher should not write everything on the blackboard, only the important point, and it should be clear. That means the student should be able to read it, the point should be legible. A teacher can be successful if she helps the students in becoming better citizens, imparting subject knowledge, preparing students to pass the examination, presents the subject matter in a well organized in a well organized manner. The right answer is option D, presents the subject matter in a well organized manner. Dynamic approach to teaching means. The question is asking what is the meaning of dynamic approach in teaching. Teaching should be forceful and effective. Teaching should be energetic and dynamic. The topics of teaching should not be static but dynamic. The students should be required to learn through activities. The right answer is option D. In dynamic approach, the students are taught through activities. The students, they discuss, they participate. Like role play is also an example of dynamic approach in teaching. For an effective and durable learning, learner should be. So, what makes a learning effective and durable? What should the learner do? Ability to learn only, requisite level of motivation only, opportunities to learn only, desired level of ability and motivation. The right answer is option D. The learner should have the required ability, means he should have the required talent and motivation as well. The student should be motivated, he should have a willingness to learn. Classroom communication must be teacher centric, student centric, general centric, or textbook centric. The right answer is option B, student centric, where students are the center. The students have they participate in the teaching learning process. Next is the best method of teaching is to impart information, ask students to read books, suggest good reference material, or initiate a discussion and participate in it. Which of the following is the best method of teaching? The right answer is initiate in discussion and participate in it. See, in many of the questions, this has come discussion and participation. These things are very important in a classroom. The classroom should be lively. Interaction inside the classroom should generate arguments, information, ideas, or controversy. The right answer is option C. All the discussions that happens inside the classroom, it should create ideas. Spare the rod and spoil the child gives the message that punishment in the class should be banned, corporal punishment is not acceptable, undesirable must be punished, or children should be beaten with rods. This is absolutely not right. The right answer is undesirable behavior must be punished. Like if a student harms another student, at that is an undesirable behavior. It should not be accepted and the student should be punished. Blackboard can be utilized best by a teacher for putting matter of teaching in black and white, making students attentive, writing important and notable points, highlight the teacher himself. So, what is the use of a blackboard for a teacher? The right answer is writing the important and notable points. Next is, nowadays the most effective mode of learning is self-study, means studying on their own. No. Face-to-face learning, where like two people they are in front of each other while learning. E-learning means learning through online or internet. The right answer is option D, blended learning. So blended learning is a mix of face-to-face learning and e-learning. At the primary school stage, most of the teachers should be women because they can teach children better than men? No, basic content better than men are available at on lower salaries or can deal with children with love and affection. The answer is very straightforward. It is option D, because that women have that motherly instincts, that is why they have more affection towards children, and female teachers are usually they work at primary school stage. Which of the following is the highest order of learning? Chain learning, problem solving learning, stimulus response learning, or condition reflex learning? Right answer is option D, condition reflex learning. See, it means like a human or any subject, it associates a previously unrelated neutral stimulus with a different stimulus. Okay, that gives some kind of reaction. That is condition reflex learning. A person can enjoy teaching as a profession when he has control over students, commands respect from students, is more qualified than his colleagues, or is very close to his higher authorities. The right answer to this question is option B, commands respect from students. It means to have others observe and admire your actions. A diagram speaks more than 1,000 words. The statement means that the teacher should use diagrams in teaching? No. Speak more and more in the class? Not right. Not speak too much in the classroom? This is also not right. The right answer is use teaching aids in the class, because when a teacher uses teaching aids, um, the student they get the subject more easily and clearly. It makes the learning process much more efficient. A good teacher must be resourceful and autocratic, resourceful and participative, resourceful and authoritative, or resourceful and dominant. The right answer is option B, resourceful and participative. Resourceful means having the ability to find quick and clever ways to solve difficult situations. Okay. Which of the following is the best method of teaching? Lecture method, discussion method, demonstration method, or question answer method? The right answer to this question is option C, demonstration method. It means like while teaching, you are using visual aids like flip chart, posters, PPTs. With the demonstration methods, teacher is able to give student experiences of real event phenomena or processes. That is why it is the best method of teaching. Which of the following is a scaled down teaching situation? Micro teaching, team teaching, cooperative teaching, or micro teaching? Okay, this is macro. Macro teaching means students when the teacher is teaching to the overall class. So it in this method, an instruction is delivered to the entire class at once. Okay, while in micro teaching what happens is the teacher it divides the classroom into small groups for some time, and this situation or this technique is usually used in elementary school. Okay, and the teacher usually it she rotates around the tables. Okay, micro teaching, it is also known as scaled down teaching. Successful communication in a classroom teaching is circular, reciprocal, directional, or influential. The right answer is option B, reciprocal. It refers to instructional activities in at times students they become teacher to a small group. So that is reciprocal teaching. Which of the following types of evaluation assesses the learning progress to provide continuous feedback to teachers and students during instruction? So during instructions, when the students they are evaluated, that is called formative evaluation. Okay, summative it happens at year end. Okay, and diagnostic evaluation it means to evaluate so that to check if the students have any kind of difficulties. Okay, while formative evaluation, it happens during the instruction, during the course of studies, and teacher sees where the students is lacking so that she can help and improve the student. While delivering lecture, if there is some disturbance in the classroom, a teacher should keep quiet for a while and then continue, punish those causing disturbance, motivate to teach those causing disturbance, or not bother of what is happening in the class. So if there is some disturbance in class, the teacher should motivate to teach those causing the disturbance. Effective teaching is a function of teacher satisfaction, teachers' honesty and commitment, teachers making students learn and understand, or teachers looking for professional excellence. The right answer is option C, teachers making students learn and understand the topic. The most appropriate meaning of learning is, so what defines learning? Acquisition of skills, modification of behavior, personal adjustment, or inculcation of knowledge. So there are learning could mean a lot of things, not just knowledge. There should be modification of behavior. The student or the child should become better as a person. That is the main purpose of teaching. Arrange the following teaching process in order: relate present knowledge with previous one, evaluation, reteaching, formulation, instructional objective, or presentation of instructional material. So if you see the options, the first I think it will go 4. So fourth is what? Formulation, instructional objective. Then comes your relate previous knowledge, present knowledge with previous. Okay, 4 1. Then presentation of instructional material, right? Fifth, okay, the teacher will teach. Then the teacher, what she will do? Evaluate. Third, then the teacher will evaluate, and finally what you will do? Reteach. Okay, evaluation is 2, then comes 3. So 4 1 5 2 and 3. The right answer is option D. Teacher's role at higher education is to provide information, promote self learning, encourage healthy competition, or help students to solve their problems. So at higher education means in college level, the teacher should promote self-learning in students. B is the right answer. Now we have moved on to June 2014. Which one of the following is considered as a sign of motivated teaching? Students asking questions, maximum attendance of students, pin drop, silence in the classroom, or students taking notes. The right answer is students asking questions, because when the students ask questions, the teacher will understand whether they have understood the topic or not. Which of the following is the best method of teaching? Lecture, discussion, demonstration, or narration? The right answer is demonstration. Like teacher could use a visual aid or a blackboard or globe. She could use any number of things. Means demonstration method is the best method of teaching. Dyslexia is associated with. So this is a disorder. The question is asking it is related. It is which kind of disorder? Mental, behavioral, reading, or writing. So dyslexia, you might have seen the movie Tare Zameen Pe, where the little boy Ishan Awasthi, he was suffering from dyslexia, which is a reading disorder, and there is a writing disorder also. It is called dysgraphia. Okay, dysgraphia, and there is also a disorder dyscalculia, when the students have difficulty doing mathematical calculations. So dyslexia is reading, dysgraphia is writing, and dyscalculia is related to mathematics. Classroom communication is considered as effective, cognitive, affective, or selective. The right answer is option A, effective. See, a classroom communication is something that takes place between a student and a teacher. In this, the teacher should understand the various needs of the students. So, if in effective classroom communication, there should be best teaching methods and strategies. There should be two-way communication. Teachers should use technologies, and there should be feedback mechanism, very important. So that is called an effective classroom communication. Identify the category of evaluation that assesses the progress to provide continuous feedback to students during instructions. So this was asked in one of the previous questions as well. So during the instruction, which the method that evaluates, it is called formative. Okay, summative, it tests after the course, after the teaching is complete. That assessment is called summative. During the course of instruction is called formative. Maximum participation of students during teaching is possible in lecture method, inductive method, textbook or textbook method. The right answer is maximum participation is in demonstration method. It is the best method of teaching. Diagnostic evaluation ascertains. Means what does diagnostic evaluation confirm? Students' performance at the beginning of instructions, learning progress and failures during instructions, degree of achievement, or causes and remedies of persistent learning problems during instructions. So as the word itself said, diagnostic means to find problems in the students and then finding the solution to their problems. So that is what is diagnostic evaluation. Instructional aids are used by the teacher to glorify the class, attract the students, clarify the concept, or ensure discipline. So, instructional aid are used by the teacher to clarify the concepts. C is the answer. Attitude of the teacher that affects teaching pertains mean relates to affective domain, cognitive, connotative, or psychomotor. So, attitude of the teacher like her emotions or feelings, all that relates to affective domain is the answer. Education is the manifestation of perfection already in man. Uh, these were the lines, and the question is asking who stated these lines. So the options are M.K. Gandhi, R.N. Tagore, Swami Vivekanand, or Sri Aurobindo. The right answer is option C, Swami Vivekanand. Which of the following is not a prescribed level of teaching? Memory, understanding, reflective, or differentiation? The right answer is option D, differentiation, because memory level, understanding level, and reflective level are the three important levels of teachings. Memory being at the bottom, then comes understanding, and then comes reflective level. Okay. Which of the following factors does not impact teaching? Means which does not affect teaching? Learning through experience, learning teachers' knowledge, classroom activities that encourage learning, or socio-economic background of teachers and students. The right answer is option D. See, the teacher or the student's background or their financial condition or the caste, all that does not and it should not impact the teaching learning process. Techniques used by a teacher to teach include lecture, yes, teacher uses lecture method. Interactive lecture, yes, discussion is there. Group work is also used by teacher, while self study is used by students. So this is wrong. The right answer is A, B, and C. A good teacher is one who inspires the students to learn, gives useful information, explains concepts and principles, or gives printed notes. The right answer is inspires or the motivates the students to learn. Which of the following is the highest level of cognitive ability? Evaluation, knowing, understanding, or analyzing? The right answer here is option A, evaluation. Evaluation means to pass judgment to like it could be a statement or a novel or any report. So that is the highest level of cognitive ability. Achievement tests are commonly used for the purpose of assessing the amount of learning after teaching, making selection for specific job, selecting the candidates for a course, or identifying the strengths and weaknesses of a learner. The right answer is option A. See, achievement test is mainly used like whatever the teacher has taught, she wants to know how much the students have understood. So to know that thing, the teacher uses achievement test. Greater the handicap of students coming to the educational institution, the demand greater the demand on family, society, teacher, or state. See, in a class there could be a variety of students. They could be physically handicapped, or they could have visual problems, or like hearing problems. So the teacher, she has to manage everything. She has to teach normal students, or how she will deal with somebody who is having a problem with vision or listening. So the greater demands comes on the teacher, because she is the one who is going to teach the students and manage the students. So if there is greater handicap in the students in the class, greater number of students, then the demand increases from the teacher. What are the characteristics of CCE, continuous and comprehensive evaluation? So CCE was introduced by CBSE in 2009. So here what happened is, it replaced marks with grades. So the characteristics of CCE are is being asked from this question. Increase the workload on students by taking multiple tests? No. Replace marks with grades? Yes, grades have come up. Evaluates every aspect of the student? Yes, CC does this thing. It helps in reducing examination phobia. Phobia means fear. So D is also right. The right answer becomes A, C, and D. A, C, and D. Sorry, B, C, and D. Right. A is not correct. These three are correct. Next is, which of the following attributes denote great strengths of a teacher? Full-time active involvement in institutional management. So teachers should not be involved in management, because management can involve politics as well. Setting examples? Yes. Willingness to put assumptions to test and acknowledging mistakes. So the right answer here is B, C, and D. Option B. Which of the following statement is correct in the context of MCQ type questions, multiple type questions? Like this is an example of MCQ. They are more objective than true false type questions. They are less objective. They are more subjective than short answer type question, or they are more subjective than true or false type question. The right answer is, they are more objective than true or false type questions. What are required for good teaching? Diagnosis, remedy, direction, or feedback? The right answer is option A. All of these. Diagnosis means to find problems within the students. Remedy is finding solution. Direction means guiding, and feedback means listening to what the students' doubts or their concern is. Which set of learner characteristics may be considered helpful in designing effective teaching learning system? Select the correct alternative. Prior experience of the learner in respect to the subject? Yes, this is helpful. Interpersonal relationship of learner, family, and friend? No, this is not right. Ability of the learner in respect of the subject? Yes, this is true. Students' language background? Yes, this is also right. Interest of students in following the prescribed dress code? No, this is not right. Motivation, orientation of the students? How much motivated the students are? The right answer becomes 1, 3, 4, and 6. 1, 3, 4, and 6. B is the right answer over here. Now again, there's a match the following question. Here you have list of cognitive interchange and the requirement of promotive cognitive interchange. Memory level, it is recording important points made during presentation. Understanding means analyzing the points made and discussed. Reflective is giving opportunity for discriminating examples and non-examples. So the right answer becomes 3, 1, and 4. Okay. C. Match the following with set items of set A with set B or set 2. Formative, summative, CCE or norm and criteria reference test? The right answer here is option A. Formative is goes with quizzes and discussions, and summative is your grading final learning outcomes. CCE is evaluative, cognitive, and co-cognitive. Cognitive means academic, and like co-cognitive is other aspect, co-curricular activities as well. Norm and criteria reference test, it is test and their interpretation based on group and certain yardstick. So here is the answer. Select the alternative which consists of positive factors contributing to effectiveness of teaching. So the question is asking which alternative comprises of positive aspects that relate to effectiveness of teaching. Teachers' knowledge of the subject, yes. Teachers' socioeconomic background, no. Communication skills, yes. Teachers' ability to please the students. Teachers' personal contact with the student, no. Teachers' competence in managing and monitoring the class, yes. The right answer here is A, C, and F. Okay. The use of teaching aid is justified on the grounds of attracting students' attention, minimizing indiscipline problems, optimizing learning outcomes of students, or effective engagement of students in learning tasks. So, the right answer here is option C. Optimizing means to increase the learning outcomes of students. Next is assertion and reason question. The purpose of higher education is to promote critical and creative thinking abilities among the students. So the assertion is absolutely right, students. While these abilities ensure job placement, this is also right, because if a student or a person goes to higher education institution, there are less chances of unemployment. But the reason is not the correct explanation of assertion. B is the right answer. Okay, going to higher education, the main motive is not only to ensure job, it is to make a person have better thinking abilities. Which of the following set of statements reflects basic characteristics of teaching? Teaching is the same as training. There is no difference between instruction and conditioning. When we teach, teaching is related to learning. Teaching is a task word while learning is achievement word. Okay, let's see the answer to this question. It's 3, 4, and 6. Teaching is related to learning. Teaching is task while learning is achievement, and one may teach without learning taking place. Which combination of methods of teaching is likely to optimize learning? The right answer here is option C. Interactive lecture sessions followed by buzz sessions, brainstorming, and projects. Next is the purpose of formative evaluation is to grade students' learning outcomes, accelerate students' learning performance, check the students' performance graph, or provide feedback to teacher effectiveness. The right answer is option A. Accelerate students' learning performance. That is the purpose or use of formative evaluation. Which of the following learner characteristics are likely to influence the effectiveness of teaching aid and evaluation systems to ensure positive results? The right answer is option B. Learners' maturity level, academic performance, and motivational dispositions. Which of the following factors affect teaching? Choose the options. Teacher's internal locus of control, teacher motivation, teacher's biographical data, teacher's efficacy, co-curricular activities, teacher's skill in managing and monitoring, teacher's knowledge of the subject, including GK. The right answer is option A, 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7. Okay, so 3 is not right, while all of the others are right. Okay, fifth is also not good. Okay, teachers' interest in co-curricular activities. Assertion. Teaching aids have to be considered as effective supplements to instructions. Yes, this assertion is absolutely right because it helps the teacher. That is why it is supplement to instructions. So this is right assertion. While reason says they keep the students in good humor. This is the reason is also right, but the reason is not the correct explanation of A. That is why B is the answer. Both are true, but R is not the right explanation of assertion. Which of the following set of statements represents acceptable propositions in respect of teaching learning relationship? Choose the correct code. Um, when students fail in a test, it is teacher who fails. Every teacher must aim at ensuring learning. Yes, this is right. There can be teaching without learning taking place. This is also true. There can be no learning without teaching. This is not right. A teacher teaches but learns also. This is also true. Real learning implies rote learning. This is not right. The right answer is option B. 1, 2. Okay, this is also right. 3 and 5. Okay. Assertion is saying learning is a lifelong process. Yes, this is true. Reason is saying learning to be useful must be linked with life processes. So this is also true. But the reason is not the correct explanation of the assertion. That is why this is the answer. Effectiveness of teaching has to be judged in terms of course coverage, students' interest, learning outcomes, or use of teaching aids in the classroom. The right answer is effectiveness of teaching has to be judged in terms of learning outcomes of students. In which teaching method learners' participation is made optimal and proactive? The right answer is option A, discussion method. Next, one of the most powerful factors affecting teaching effectiveness is related to social system of the class, country, economic status of the society, prevailing political system, educational system. The right answer is option D, educational system. The most powerful factors affecting teaching effectiveness means what are the policies or the protocols that the government implements that will affect the educational system. Which of the following set of statements best represent the nature and objective of teaching and learning? The right answer is A, D, and E. Teaching is like selling and learning is like buying. Teaching is a kind of delivery of knowledge while learning is receiving, and teaching is an interaction and is triadic in nature while learning is active engagement of a subject in a subject domain. From the list given below, identify the learner characteristics which would facilitate teaching learning system to be effective. The right answer is A, C, and D. A is prior experience, yes. At aptitude of the learner, yes, this is also true. So D is here, okay. Learner's stage of development, yes, this is also true. The right answer here is A. Assertion: all teaching implies learning. Learning to be useful must be derived from teaching. The right answer is option C. All teaching implies learning. This is true, but learning to be useful must be derived from teaching. See, learning can be done through experiences also. So it is not true that only teaching will make learning useful. So this is not right. Assertion is true, reason is false. On the basis of summative tests, a teacher is interpreting his or her students' performance in terms of wellness lifestyle evident in behavior. This will be called criteria reference test. Okay. Which one of the following is key behavior in effective teaching? Using students' ideas and contributions, structuring instructional variety, or questioning. The right answer is C, instructional variety. Which of the following statements best describe nature and objective means aim of teaching? The right answer is A, C and F. Teaching and learning are integrally related. Yes. Concern of all teacher is to ensure some kind of transformation. Teacher wants modification of behavior. Teaching is social act while learning is a personal act. Okay, teacher is working. It is giving a lot to the society, and learning is like only one person is getting the knowledge. So learning is a personal act. Which of the following learner characteristics is highly related to effectiveness of teaching? Okay, so the question is asking among the following four, the learner characteristic that will make teaching effective: prior experience, educational status of the parents, no. Peer group of the learner, family size, not at all. It is prior experience of the learner. If the learner knows a particular subject prior or in advance, he will understand the topic um, in a better way. So here again, there is a match the following question. Here there is methods of teaching, and the set 2 is basic requirement of success and effectiveness. The right answer I'll tell you: 3, 4, 2 and 1. So lecturing is content delivery in a lucid language, while discussion, it is theme based interaction. Yes, in discussion there is interaction among participants. Brainstorming is large number of ideas and programmed instructions. It's small step presentation with feedback provided. From the list of evaluation procedures given below, identify those which are called formative evaluation. So you see, formative evaluation has come many times in so many questions. So do study this properly. Uh, Coming back to the question, indicate your answer by choosing the code. So let's read again. From the list of evaluation procedures given below, identify those which will be called formative evaluation. The right answer is B, D, and F. So B is what? During interaction with students in the classroom, teacher provides corrective feedback. For example, the student pronounced something wrong, the teacher will correct. That is formative. Okay, the teacher clarifies the doubts of the students in the class. Yes, and learners motivation is raised by the teacher through a question answer session. So B, D and F is right. Identify the given statements pertaining to system means relating to systems. Identifies which, correctly explain them. The right answer here is B, which is CRT focuses on limited domains of learning tasks. Norm-based test requires a clearly defined group. And fourth is both NRT and CRT use the same type of test items. So 1, 2 and 4 are correct. Which among the following reflects the best quality of a teacher in a classroom? Use of many teaching aids, through the quality of questions being asked, through full attendance in the class, through observation of silence. So these two are absolutely wrong. Among A and B, the right answer is option B, through the quality of questions being asked by the student. Among the following, which is not an instructional material? So instructional materials are those things that are used by a teacher to enhance teaching and learning situation or to achieve desired learning objective. The teacher uses a collection of material that is called instructional material. Among the following, projected or overhead projector is not an instructional material. Which among the following is best advantage of CBCS, choice based credit system? The right answer is shift in focus from teacher centric to student centric education. Which of the following is an example of maximum performance test? Personality test, projective test, aptitude test, or interest and attitude scales? The right answer is aptitude test. Which of the learner characteristic will influence his or her perspective in a course of study? The right answer is option A, 1, 3, and 4. Learner's commitment, learner's knowledge, prior knowledge of the learner, and skill of the learner in an area, concerned area. Which of the strategies in the list given below will be associated with directed teaching? The right answer is option C, providing examples and explanations, giving review and recapitulation, and offering practice and feedback. These three are right. The following teaching aids can be used by a teacher in the classroom as a live interactive device: email, Skype, online chat, teleconferencing, Facebook, or blog. The right answer here is option B, which is teacher can use Skype, online chat, and teleconferencing. The question is asking live interactive session. Obviously, email is not live, okay, nor Facebook and not blog. Live means when the communication is happening simultaneously. A teacher intends to find out learning difficulties in the students. Which of the following tests can be used? So, learning problems or difficulties is diagnostic tests. Remember, you might now remember dyslexia, dysgraphia, and dyscalculia. Okay. Student-centric classroom is mean for. The right answer is addressing individual differences is the answer. What is the main objective of formative evaluation? To promote students to the next classroom, enhance students' learning, enhance cooperation in the class, or to enhance the learning abilities. See, formative evaluation again. The right answer here is to understand learning difficulties, what problems the students are facing, so that the teacher can help the student. Classroom interactions are largely influenced by students' commitment is the right answer to this question. Which of the following teaching method is or are contributive to direct learning? Okay, direct learning. The right answer is option A, B, D, and E. Simulation and role playing, then participation in workshop, and MOOCs and heuristics. Reflective level teaching is different from memory level teaching because the pattern of communication that is involved. Reflective teaching is basically, the right answer is transactional. So in reflective level, there is the teaching is transactional, means there is simultaneous or spontaneous feedback is involved in reflective level teaching. Which one of the following assessment procedures is conducted during an in progress teaching learning session? So in progress teaching learning session, the assessment is obviously formative. So I think more than like nearly 10 questions were based on formative evaluation. Very important. Identify those uh, teaching strategies which are learner centered: cooperative learning, team teaching, laboratory based, pair share discussion, lecturing with PPTs. The right answer is A, C, and D: cooperative learning, laboratory based projects, pair share discussions. Identify the tests from the list given below which are maximum performance tests in the context of research. The right answer is C, E, and F: achievement test, then your intelligence and aptitude test. Okay. In which level of teaching the activities of structuring, guiding, and closely supervising the students' behavior is predominant? Um, Options are autonomous, development level, reflective level, understanding level, or memory level. The right answer is option D, memory level. So here rote learning is it is motivated, where the teacher, she guides and lectures the students, helps students to learn the facts. So that is memory level of teaching. So thank you for watching this video. If you like it, do press the like button, also share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss an update from our channel. Thank you. See you next in the next video. Bye.